Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Even after 219 episodes, which is what we're in right now, folks.
Wow.
219. Even at this many episodes in, I still absolutely love that theme song.
Yeah, it's so classic. And the best part about it, totally accident.
I just got lucky.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about, you know? Bob Ross, happy accidents. So this episode, we're going to have some books. So, a couple things out front. We are going to start changing how we're going to do the show because Peacemaker's coming out on Thursdays. So, we're going to be trying to be out a little bit earlier in the week so we have time.
We're going to try and start recording on Mondays. Thanks a lot, HBO. Couldn't do Wednesdays or Tuesdays.
Come on. But so, we'll just watch it.
You could have done, don't bullshit me. You could have.
Oh, yeah, you're just over here going.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Exactly.
Turn your thing up.
Oh, my God.
No,
because then it's too loud.
No, right there is good. There you go.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah?
I can't wait to nacho.
Anyway, the point is, you can't.
It's too dark in my basement.
It's too dark in my basement for the Randy Macho Man Savage.
That was a good one. Yeah, I beat you on that one, man.
Anyway, so continue.
So with Peacemaker coming out on Thursdays, that gives us time to watch it either Thursday, Friday, or the weekend. Yeah. So we will try and be ideally we're gonna shoot for Monday to record on Mondays and get it out as soon as possible.
We're also honest to ourselves about the fact that nobody really.
We're not the news. Like nobody's running to hear our opinion.
Yeah, I mean there are like very famous and successful channels that make a living off of. We just went to the midnight showing, but we're not that at all. The best we can do is Sunday after the Friday release. So
before we...
But you know what? Ours are honest. Nobody's paying us to do any reviews. So we're going to give you the straight shit, man. Where do we stand? How long?
2.5, roughly.
Did we swear before that? I think you said fuck at one point.
But don't you fucking put words in my mouth.
We haven't sang yet.
Well, this isn't a family show, and we accept that.
That's Jake.
I'm
Tyler.
It.
We, for those of you who don't know, we have a running clock every show.
With singing or swearing.
Yes, and so far we've sworn at 2.5
Have we sang?
We have not. I'm going to save that for a special occasion. Now that it's on my mind, I'm going to
So this episode, we're not really going to have a ton of... There's not really news that we're going to be talking about. It's mostly going to be some books that we've read and some movies we've seen recently.
Longbox.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, obviously. But there's one thing I wanted to talk about that was in the... maybe could be news-wise, and then we'll get into the Longbox.
Okay.
So the one bit of news I want to talk about is recently Fallout Season 2. They released their trailer. Mm-hmm. I never do the reaction content stuff just because I don't think that's something I want to do, and I don't be that's not my game, and I don't. There's like you said earlier, like people aren't coming to us for news. So they're not going to come for me for my reactions to shit. And let's be quite honest, some of that shit is fake.
I don't give a shit what other people react to. Like,
you do that when
the
you see
fact
something?
that I love Led Zeppelin, so I want to see these young idiots react to their first time. First of all, it's not their first time hearing Led Zeppelin. Shut up.
No way. No way.
And second of all, who fucking cares?
But that's my
Thank you for making stupid people famous. Good.
But it was one of those times when I would never record reaction content, but my wife's response to me watching the trailer. So we were doing it was after.
That's the kind of reaction.
It was after dinner, and we were putting dishes away and stuff, cleaning up around the house. And I was like, I just checked my phone. I'm like, oh, it's finally dropped. I just saw it on YouTube. I'm like, oh shit. So I pull it up on my phone, and I'm watching it in the kitchen while I'm doing dishes. And I wish I could just see her reaction to me because there's so much Easter eggs to again, well, first of all, and I'm not gonna get into it here because I've talked about it on the show
let's
before.
not.
But just as someone who is a fan of Fallout and loved New Vegas, to see them like, okay, well, this whole season is taking place in New Vegas. On one hand, I'm kind of like, I know they're gonna try and maybe canonize the ending to the game and say like, no, this is what actually happened in the canon, which I hate because part of the fun of an RPG and part of the fun of a video game is it's unlike other mediums where you can have your own ending. You can choose your own adventure.
It's like choose your own adventure
Those
books.
has been around forever. You know what I mean?
I love those books, dude.
So
Every time we had a book sale at work.
And I
or
understand
at school, work.
And I understand that you want to like reach an audience that maybe never played a Fallout game, but like I have friends that have never played those games and watched that show and liked that show and were interested in it and like we're really interested in the world because it's cool shit, you know. And so I understand you want to appeal to that audience, but then there's part of me is like, but then there's also like whatever. I was just freaking out because of all the Easter eggs, like, and I wish I could, because she just kept looking at me like I'm happy that you're excited, but I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Like, you know what I mean? And it was like, oh, they're doing this? Oh, this? What? And she just like, and I'm like this, holding my phone, like looking at it like, oh my God. So, yeah, no, season 2 of Fallout. And the fact that it is this high quality. And so last season was April of 24. This season's going to be December. December 17th is when the first episode comes out, or at least the first batch. I think they're probably going to do like 2 or 3. But to that be that high quality and that quick of a turnaround is impressive in and of itself because so many shows take forever to get made now. So speaking of Peacemaker season 2 after 3 years. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with season 2. And yeah, exciting time. But now we're going to switch gears and we're going to whip it out. Hold on.
Whip it out and show it to you.
It's a Longbox.
I was thinking of the end of that as like when you're taking a piss, and like towards the end you have that like point where you like shiver a little bit. You know what I mean?
Wiggle it out a little.
Yeah.
Dribble.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Long box. Me? Is it my turn?
I figured you go first because
I think
we
you've
can
gone first the
kind of
last,
like
90 times. You jerk. I'm just kidding.
Well, I can go first, and then we
No,
can have a
no,
broader.
no.
Well, yours might have a little bit broader discussion.
I don't know what yours is.
I told you what mine is. Fine, I'll go first.
No, just tell
I'll
me
do
what
I
it
can
is
do
because I want to go.
No, the fucking Roddy Piper bit is gonna take forever because you're gonna make me talk about wrestling. So shut up.
Fine, go ahead.
Why am I so abusive? Shut up.
Oh, let's just take a break and let's have a lot of dead air. That's good.
Let's both take a sip. An angry sip.
ASMR.
Gurgle. So, the movie I wanted to talk about that I saw recently that on HBO Max is called Death of a Unicorn. And this is a movie that came out, I think in like late March or April this past year. So it stars Paul Rudd and Jenny Ortega. And she plays his daughter. And it's like
Jenna Ortega?
Jenna, yeah, not Jenny, sorry. So it's an interesting movie because it is very much, it's one of those genre blending ones. It's on its face, it's a horror movie, but it's also very much, I think it's a comedy first, and then the over the top crazy gore that happens as my dog tears up our recording equipment. So yeah, this one definitely, because you have Paul Rudd. You also have Robert Grant in it, who's great. I think so. The setup is pretty simple. So like Paul Rudd is driving with his daughter to go. He's like becoming a power of attorney essentially for this family. This rich guy is Richard Grant's character is a rich dude who's dying, and he's coming in to be the power of attorney. And on the way there, he was not paying attention, and he hits a unicorn. And like sometimes I had to pull up the director of this because the guy wrote it and directed it. But sometimes it just takes, for me, like a horror movie of one, because I feel like horror movies, it's so important to nail tone and pace in movies. And I think this movie does a really good job of hitting the tone immediately, because I'm not spoiling anything, because this happens pretty early in the movie. But his daughter, Jenna Ortega, goes down and looks at it like freaking out because it's dying almost. And he's got a wrench, so he's like gonna mercy kill it. And she touches its horn. It's glowing. Its horn's glowing, and then she touches it, and it's like this crazy like acid trip. Like she's seeing these crazy things, and she's like, it's like. She's like freaking. She's like, "Whoa, what is this?" Like, "Whoa!" Like excited about it, and then it just cuts because it's Paul Rudd. He's like, you can hear him in the background going, "Let go, let go," and then he just bashes this fucking thing's head in, and it just title card, "Death of a Unicorn" is what you see, and it's just like, that was like, okay, I'm into this movie, and then it proceeds to have some really crazy gore, like. And the gore, sorry,
your pen.
I can't talk. I get too excited about it, but like it's like what I've talked about on the show before. Sometimes in horror, sometimes the best stuff is when you have something really insane and gory, but it's done with like a wink, and it's so all over the top and outlandish that it's almost kind of funny.
The last 10 years of Nicolas Cage's career, honestly.
So that's what this movie nails. Like, the gore is awesome, and it's, like, hilarious. Like, there's one scene where a character gets gored by one, and then the other one takes her leg, and they bisect her, like, running across, and it's so metal, and I love it. And it's, like, dude, like, it's a quick movie, too. It's an hour 45. It's not scary. It definitely is a comedy horror, and it's horror adjacent.
Is it like Club Dread a lot?
I wouldn't say that. It's definitely a creature feature. So I would say it's more of a comedy. Like, there's some really funny moments in it, and again, at an hour 45, you can't really complain. It's a pretty quick movie. The commentary in it is interesting, and the humor. Like, once there's a certain, like, the blood of the unicorn can heal people. And the guy that's dying obviously uses it to cure himself. And at one point they talk about, because the blood is purple, and at one point they serve him a plate that he goes to bite in that's medium rare, and you can see, like, purple thing. And I'm like, this fucking guy harvests his blood and now is eating it, and it's like, we're really going for the eat the rich thing. But I loved it because I was like, this dude is insane. And, like, you know what? It makes the story of this unicorn more believable. As fantastical as this movie can be and over the top and insane, that is one of the more believable scenes in the movie, where, like, absolutely that guy would eat it. Because I kind of would too. But I'm just kidding. But
tastes like chicken.
Ew. But he's like, yeah, medium well, sir. And then it's a close-up on it, and you see the purple. And it's like, dang, this dude's already fucking eating it. I recommend it. It's a really fun movie, even for you, Tyler. I know you don't really like horror movies. It's a comedy as well.
Whatever.
If you enjoy, like, Evil Dead and shit like that, you'd enjoy this.
I did enjoy it.
I would say this is even more, a little bit more, well, yeah, I'd say it's not as gory as Evil Dead, but it's got some good kills. So anyway, what did you want to talk about today, buddy?
So inviting. What did you want to talk about,
what do you want,
asshole?
Fucking, I don't give a shit. Say what you want to say. Get it over with.
So this weekend I watched 2 classics. One I won't talk about too much because we talked about it within the last couple
months ago.
But just want to remind y'all that Dread fucking slaps.
Oh,
still,
so good, dude.
Still,
so good.
Still saw it within the last 48 hours. Still so fucking perfect. Just tonally perfect.
It passed the wife test. It passed the Ashley test, where she was like, "Okay, this movie's awesome."
Yeah,
even like, it's such a good movie, so good. Would you watch it? Because it's not on HBO Max anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, I think I did watch it on Max.
They just jump around streaming
I
services.
think I did watch it on Max.
Maybe it might be back up there. I don't know.
Shout out before I move on to Lena Headey, who is
always a good
incredibly
villain.
underrated actress. I have yet to see her in something, and I'm like, she was okay. Like, she brings it every fucking time, right?
I mean, she's always. I mean, yeah.
She is the perfect person to play Mama.
And that was in the middle of her like peak.
Yeah, that was
Game of Thrones era.
Yep.
So she was like in her villain. You want to talk about villain era, right there.
She was really good in Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles.
I never watched it, but I
did,
I knew that
she was
a
a high point. Also, Summer Glau.
I mean, I agree with you. She's
Summer
good.
Glau's
She's
hot.
I'm in the same boat. I like her in pretty much everything. I think she's really good.
Um.
Anyway, They Live, right? Is that what you want to talk about?
Why don't you stop fucking directing my goddamn Longbox? I let you just go.
Mine, dude.
I just let you go. I wasn't falling asleep. I was backing off.
Okay.
So I watched two classics. One of them was I actually watched this before I watched Dredd. Dredd is not as quick a movie as I remember. It's not long.
Slower, yeah.
It's not long, but it just takes.
It's like 2 hours, but it does. It's a little bit of a like.
Do you want to talk about Dredd?
You're like, no, I'm gonna talk about They Live. So I want to talk about Roddy Piper, but then you're like, wait a minute, can we talk about?
Here's
Dredd?
the thing about.
I will talk about Dredd. I don't
Here's the
give a
thing about They Live is that it is fucking quick. It's like an hour and 27 minutes.
Can we talk about the?
Now you're stepping on my long box and we
Sorry.
got problems.
I want to talk about the fight. Go on.
Go on.
Do it.
Do it. Finish it. All right,
That's how far away I am.
Let's see. Let him 5 minutes of uninterrupted critique and commentary. They Live is obviously Roddy Piper. I'm kind of sad did not get more roles as an actor. He is really, really good in this, and he could have done a lot more action roles if he had the right agent or whatever. He was really, really understated and really good in this. He holds his own against Keith David. Yes, Jake.
I think it's important to note that I think he also was a wrestler first. Like that was always his first love.
The first thing that people got to remember, whatever you want to say about it being fake and fixed and whatever, blah blah blah. The fact remains is that being a professional wrestler is one of the hardest jobs on the planet.
Oh yeah,
you have to be a top end athlete and a top end actor, and oftentimes a top end writer. I mean, one of the things about Roddy Piper that made him so good was how quick-witted he was on the microphone. He had a thing called Piper's Pit for a long time on a WWE show, and that was his claim to fame is that he was quick on the wit or whatever.
You know, one of his most famous lines is just when you think you have all the answers, I change the questions. Ugh, my man was spitting. But yeah, no, he is one of the most influential wrestlers of all. Like, obviously, with Hulk Hogan, I think you can't deny what Hulk Hogan was able to do. But I think people overlook the fact that Hulk Hogan got to where he was because of his villains. Like, you got to understand that he beat the Iron Sheik, who was an amazing villain, and Roddy Piper was the biggest heel in professional wrestling for a long time. And, you know, you talk to a lot of current wrestlers.
Some people still consider him the best heel of all time.
Yeah, and you talk to a lot of current wrestlers, and they talk about he is one of their biggest inspirations, you know? And, yeah, I agree with you. Like, I loved him in everything, anytime he's been in anything. And
Except
this movie,
for the RoboCop TV show, that was
but
a
anyway,
travesty. Sorry, Roddy.
I haven't watched it in a long time. Did it still hold up? They Live?
Oh, yeah. No, I was just going to say, if you let me talk.
I was throwing it back to you.
Tossing it back. I'm tossing it back to you, buddy. No, the RoboCop TV show. You remember when we did that? That was awful. What character did he play in the RoboCop TV show? Was it Captain Fuckhole or something?
I don't know. I can't talk.
Shut the fuck up.
No,
Jesus Christ.
No, who are you referring to?
Roddy Piper. He played the villain in that stupid RoboCop episode that we did in that stupid
Cartoon
headgear.
Law, dude.
Cartoon Law. Anyway,
Commander Cash.
Sure.
Pretty sure it was Commander
if you
Cash.
remember it.
Go back to that episode. Previous episode.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out. But Yeah, so the thing about They Live is it's a quick it hits really quick. Like it starts off and it's him and he's obviously homeless. He's trying to find a job. Everything's kind of fucked up. He finds a place to live. Everything is wrong. And then he finds this TV show and like these people on the air and this weird stuff going on at the church and he finds a guy who's friendly, and he takes him to the place where he lives. And then all of a sudden the cops show up, and he's got sunglasses. It fucking bam, 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 bam. There's not a lot of downtime in this movie, and the funny thing is, I'm saying that, and as I'm saying that, you don't feel like you're on a roller coaster ride. You don't feel like, oh shit, this is going 180 miles an hour and I can't stop. No, you actually feel like you're on a nice 35 mile an hour in-town drive for an hour and a half, but that's how good the movie is. There's no...
Yeah.
There is a lot of downtime, but because of the way it's spaced and because of the way it's acted and shot and everything else, you never feel like, oh, this is just sitting here doing nothing. Anyway, point is, if you've seen the movie, the best part about it is the fight. The fight goes on way longer than I remember.
It's amazing. It is so long.
They are
brawling.
The part where he's got him on the ground and he just knees him in the nuts, like 3 or 4 consecutive times. Like just rams his knee, just because they are dirty motherfuckers, dude, and they are doing whatever they can. And finally, and I'm sitting there watching the fight scene, and I'm like, I'm trying to remember how he finally gets the sunglasses on him, and he literally has to beat the shit out of him, put him on him forcefully, and drag him to the mouth of the alley and say, look.
That's how strong the influence.
That's how he has to fucking get that's how badly he doesn't want to wear these stupid sunglasses.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, shit. Yeah,
the worst part about the movie is that fucking Holly Thompson fucking murders Frank, which is bullshit, like right before the end. Such bullshit. Fucking traitor.
Wasn't there another movie he's in, something like Frogtown or something like that? Roddy Piper was in?
I have no idea. I'm sure he was
very
in
obscure
stuff.
movie.
He was he actually had a bit role in his later years on Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Dude, he's so funny in those episodes.
Never saw it, but I need to because I was looking at, and we're not going to get into it here because I want to get onto these. But one of the things that was fun about that was I started looking up Roddy Piper's Wikipedia page, and I found out all of these fun things, these insider professional wrestler terms like kayfabe and jobber. And strap match, dog collar match, like those types of things.
Dude, I could do a whole thing about like.
And you should sometime.
All the terms. Well, it's to me.
So
it's the thing that what makes me laugh about professional wrestling is look, I saw it as a young. I feel like most people that are fans of it see it at a young age and see it at a certain age.
I think I saw it at the golden age when it was first starting, like 84, 85.
Yeah, like the Hulk Hogan and Rock and Wrestling connection and all that.
Oh, yeah. That, to me...
And, yeah, Piper, obviously.
Still quite a golden age.
Yeah, so I grew up in the Attitude Era, which was like the peak of popularity for... Because like Hogan and Piper and all that, like they... And Andre the Giant, like they were able to like make it a household name, but like... The Rock and Stone Cold and all that, they were able to just take it to a whole new level. So I saw it at that age. So I still watch it here and there when I'm older. I still follow it occasionally. I still listen to a couple wrestling podcasts. But when you think about the wrestling terms, you got to laugh a little bit at like when they are like these grown men are arguing and they call another guy a jobber. Which in wrestling terms means like you're meant to lose all the time. Yeah. You suck. You're not you're a solid worker, but you're always meant to job out. Jobbing means losing.
If you get a match, that means you're winning. If you get a job, that means you're losing. That's one of the things I read about.
So yeah, if you watch that WWE Unreal thing, they do a lot of like examining terms. Like my favorite one is getting over.
When you get booked, if it's a match, you're winning. If it's a job, you're losing.
You're jobbers.
Yeah. Which I thought was interesting.
You ever seen the one look at I had to look at the lights? That's another way of saying I got pinned and I had to lose. Like I laid down, looked at the lights. That's how I ended it. And it's just like
So
again, it adds to this whole thing of like you realize you're a bunch of men doing live theater in your underwear.
Oh yeah,
like majority.
Yeah,
of
but
the
they're
time.
making fucking.
It's awesome. I love it. And
When we saw the fucking minor league professional wrestling, that was the shit, dude.
dude, indie.
Show him the German.
Well, dude, when I was that indie show that I went to for my cousin was there. It was so much fun. And no, I will always enjoy pro wrestling for what it is, and it's live theater.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, there's so many silly terms like kayfabe and oh well, he's a good guy, so he's a baby face, and he's a bad guy, so he's a heel. But it's kind of amazing that term, heel turn, is kind of like transcended professional wrestling,
Right. Well,
and is used in like. When there's like a plot twist in a movie, like, oh, dude, I didn't expect that dude doing a heel turn.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
the thing that really interested me about it was how many like minor league and just little tiny like I mean, you'd have like an area in California with like 5 or 6 different like wrestling
the
leagues.
territories were so fascinating.
Right. And like and like how many like, you know, he did
The
like
South
he worked for this guy,
Yeah.
but then he did a territory match so he had to leave LA.
Yeah. Because he needed to go work at this. He was going to go work at this other.
It's what it was. It was called a territory match because if you lost, you had to leave that territory.
Those traditions in pro wrestling still exist, where it's literally like they still to this day will have loser leaves town match, aka this guy's leaving the company, so we have to write off the character.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But yeah. So I'm glad that you went down a rabbit hole for professional wrestling.
I did, but still. They live fucking slaps fucking hard because it's really good. And guess what? We're still living in it.
Speaking of pro wrestling, soon we're gonna do a power bomb because that book is awesome.
Yes, I just flipped through it and it looks fucking dope
It's
as
great.
fuck.
It's great. Daniel Warren Johnson.
Still waiting on Jake to read the Ecteron so we can review that.
Still waiting
but
for
in
you
the
to
meantime,
stop it.
Shut the hell up, Tyler.
Anyway,
But
hold on.
do you have
I
your
had
thing?
a specific order. I wanted to do these books.
Do you have a thing?
A rundown?
No, the sounder.
Why do you demand so much from me?
Do you want to do Space Ghost first?
I'll do that last.
Oh, okay.
Space Ghost. But yes, absolute Superman number 10. Guess what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
I could write a book about what you don't know.
Let's talk about some comic books.
You can talk about a comic book that I don't know.
Wow. Tyler's falling asleep at the wheel.
No,
I'm just kidding. It's late.
I'm just in love.
Yeah.
With love.
So first up, we have Absolute Batman number 10 by Jason Aaron and Carmine I do not know.
Giandomenico.
A different artist. So I texted you,
Which I don't mind.
No, I really like his art.
Yeah.
Or their art. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I really like this one. I texted you immediately that I sent a fire emoji. So this is kind of an interesting way of like we talk a lot about. Again, it's true. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are really the standard bearers for the Absolute books right now. Like Jason Aaron is on the top of his game with this
Especially
book.
when you read Absolute Flash number 6.
And we've talked about it so much since, but it really is. Like that first couple issues, it took me a little bit of dipping my toes in to kind of understand what he was doing.
I did not like Superman at first.
We were, you and I were not super high on those
I
first
was
two
like,
episodes.
what the fuck is this stupid
but
shit?
sticking with it, by like episode 3 on, this book has been just insane. Like
Issue, but episode.
Or yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
We say it every fucking week. All right, you know what we mean.
Episode.
Anyway,
just clarify.
So this book is kind of like a culmination of things. So we see that Peacemaker's finally going to have his big fight with Superman because Ra's al
Ghul is waiting for him, and Jimmy Olsen's their hostage.
He's talking to Brainiac, and he's saying to Brainiac, like, and they're having a conversation about what he wants. He keeps calling him my son and everything, and it just kind of sets up and shows like how Brainiac is like subservient to Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
And there's also a moment where he's like, "Can I like?" My favorite thing is how dumb Chris sounds sometimes.
Yeah.
So he walks in and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "Can I kill him?
Do I have permission to win this time?"
Win this time, yeah. That's what I read. I'm like, "You child."
Fucking chode smoke.
So to have that exchange, and then the whole thing of like, here you go, here's your magic bullet, and kind of set that whole thing up. But then how it pays off, where Superman is, oh my God, how he's done. So I gotta say, I didn't know how I really felt about him not doing a cape, but doing this weird like cape dust thing where he's ripping through the planes, fucking ruled, man. I'm not gonna say it wasn't an awesome image to them being like, he's in the skies, and them like being scared. I'm like, it's awesome.
Our soldiers are being dragged screaming into the night. Tell me this means what I hope it means. Tell me he's killing them. I'm afraid their vitals are still quite active.
Yeah.
Superman is merely straining. They're miles away. Then we must further encourage the boy, mustn't we?
Yeah.
And this is where you start to think, and I already thought this before this issue.
Okay.
There's something off about the Omega Men. There always has been. To me.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
Did not expect it.
Yeah, me neither.
The actual thing, and we'll get there.
We'll get there.
But all of a sudden, the Omega Men show up right when he's like, begin phase 2, and a boom tube opens up. Coincidence?
Maybe. Oh, one of my favorite jokes is they say it's in the news.
When he fucks up Christopher Smith is pretty good.
No, yeah, that's great too. But before that, when they mess up Jimmy Olsen's name and call him Timmy Olsen in the news, he's like. And then the throwaway where they're like, they messed up my name, and Lois is like, what do you expect? They're journalists.
Hey, poking fun. Hey, she's a dude.
So, yeah, the sequence is where this is like Superman at his best. Oh, again, I love it when a writer does something interesting in these absolute books and does something new, where Brainiac sets it up where they're fighting where it's going to be no sun for 37 days. It's in Alaska, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that like parts of like Alaska is where that happens, or parts of the world where there's no sunshine. But yeah, so the whole idea is like, well, he's gonna run out of power eventually. He needs the sun, and I'm like, oh, that's so fucking smart. Why has anybody? Thought
Well, then Ra's al Ghul is like, no, I don't want that.
But yeah, I know he's like, well, I wanted just to take. I want his power. I don't want him to be weak.
Yeah.
So the fight with Chris is amazing because it's set up like this big thing. Where he says, like, he has a bullet in his gun that will do the job, forged from the rubble of my dead homeworld. In Small World, he also succeeded. He killed before it, and he's been rewarded for it. Incentivized to do it again. His enemies have been othered and dehumanized. He is the hero of his story, and he will keep on killing unless he's stopped. And then, yeah, he's like... He talks about a suit. He's like, one that was it's a suit that transformed Christopher Smith into the single most powerful human on the face of the earth, but I'm not human. You just see a big thing of a red streak going like, thoom, into him, and he says, I beat him senseless.
Just crushed against a donut, yeah.
A donut?
A mountain.
A donut. A donut.
The fuck?
He says, I beat him senseless in about 4 seconds. And then...
Tracks.
Yeah. So then there's a flashback where he's like, Superman is having a moment of like, I should just fucking kill the guy because if I don't kill him, is this going to keep going? But then he has a flashback of his dad, keeping that thing about Superman being a good guy and he's not going to kill. And then Ra's al Ghul attacks him. No, he doesn't. It's the leader of the Omega Men, his daughter,
Primus!
Talia al Ghul.
Wow!
What a fucking twist.
Wow.
Dude. I was legitimately like, damn.
Wow.
That was awesome. I love that twist. What did you think of that?
I thought that was fucking crazy. But here's one thing I did want to point out is when he's about to blow Christopher Smith away with this stupid Kryptonian gun. Kryptonite gun. Ra's al Ghul is about to blow away Christopher Smith. And Superman sticks his arm out.
He catches it with his hand, yeah.
Even though he knows it's going to hurt him.
Yeah.
But, of course, it's Primus. You're right, boy. You are not yet worthy of being called a child of our Ghul. But we will teach you, your sister and I, won't we, Talia?
Tyler?
Oh, indeed we will, Father. All hail the Omega.
Donuts.
And you see and you see his hands, like it's a POV from his shot.
Yeah.
And you see his hands are all, and Saul, his computer like type of thing. It's a lot like OMAC, the One Man Army Corps that Jack Kirby made up. it wouldn't surprise me if at all if you talked to Jason Aaron and said, "Hey, were you thinking about OMAC at all when you made this Superman up?" Because I'll bet you were.
I love it. I enjoyed it. That was a fun book.
Pretty dope.
What's the next one?
I guess.
We got 2 issues.
Yeah. I guess.
Of Captain America.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. I got the names here. By Chip Zdarsky and
Valerio Schiti,
Yeah.
Frank Martin. So
what? So I think you and I are a little different. I enjoyed these books, the 2 issues that I read.
well, okay. So
I
the
think you and
first
I have
thing
differing
is,
opinions.
I got faked out into buying 2 copies of number 1.
It happens.
So you open up the book and it starts off, and you start realizing that, okay, wait a second, this is not like modern day, because then you see Iron Man,
They have it.
and well, first of all, they have the United Nations building,
Yeah.
and then you see Iron Man, and Iron Man has his old armor, and they start talking about it, and it's
And he's not
supposed to be
publicly
right, supposed to be like
known.
like a week after he's been unfrozen. So he goes back to the military,
And the Avengers don't really exist yet. So
Yeah.
this feels like the beginning.
but there's this other guy.
This kind of feels like if this were a series of Captain America that's like at the beginning of the MCU, like on Disney Plus. It's kind of what this vibed with. But then there's also this other character that parallels Steve's story to become a super soldier in these 2 books, or these 2 issues. And so he kind of serves as like Captain America over in the Middle East. And like he's helping with stuff like that. But he is more, it's interesting because he has his own Howling Commandos and his own team, and then Cap helps him because for whatever reason they're going after Doom. So this is the confusing, and I get what you're saying, because this is a confusing thing where this book's set. So this is supposed to be after Cap is unthawed and is coming back into society before we have fully formed the Avengers.
Yes.
But the Fantastic Four exists, and so does Doctor Doom.
The
so much
conversation
so that
he has
Doom,
with Reed is great.
So much so that, oh yeah, I love it. But and when Reed stretches his face so he doesn't have
I'm
to
just some
take
guy.
have a sign an autograph. That's
Yeah.
amazing. But so Doom exists so much so that he has taken over at Latveria.
Lavere, yeah.
Latvia. And he called it Doomstad, which is amazing.
Doomstadt.
Doomstadt. So much so that he's that presence there. Like, he's a full-on fascist over there.
Yeah.
And I will say there's some lines that are great where he's like, I have to do what I always done, fight fascists. I'm like, hell yeah, Cap. And so
Like, is that supposed to be like his stealth outfit or something?
yeah, I don't know what that.
That's what pisses me off. Like, what are you fucking doing here?
Okay.
What are you fucking doing
Well,
here?
it obviously, yeah, and then what?
God, that's ugh.
Why? Well,
Here,
they.
yeah,
it's
but you
because
can
you know.
just
I think we've talked
Here's
about it on the
other
show.
one, too, 'cause I don't know.
I think we talked about it on the show. Where
That pisses me off.
it just this has always happened with the big two. When the big two have an agenda to put, like, we literally just read it with Absolute Superman #10. It comes out the same month that Peacemaker season 2 comes out, and when has Superman ever really tangled with Peacemaker before?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So similar here, like, where it's like, okay, we're doing all this other stuff, and we gotta like have these like why is all of a sudden Doctor Doom the guy of the multiverse? Because the MCU had to pivot off Kang with all the Jonathan Majors stuff. So in the MCU, like, Doctor Doom is with Doomsday is doing all this stuff in the multiverse and Secret Wars. So we have to do that in the comics.
Oh yeah.
So we have to make Doctor Doom the big bad in the comics for a couple years and do shit like One World Under Doom, which I still don't know what it is, and I really don't care to learn.
I don't either. I bought that Gods #1 and it's so stupid. There's the book I brought you today, Predator Kills Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how irritated I am that all the characters in Guardians of the Galaxy are now in the comics acting exactly like they do in the movies. Like, that irritates the fucking shit out of me. That everybody writes Drax as Dave Bautista. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Dave Bautista and James. Dave Bautista and James Gunn came up with that interpretation of the character. It wasn't meant to supersede the fucking comic book.
And it never was.
The comic book character is good enough on his own. He's just really dumb, and he's like
just a very literal.
He's
guy.
a resurrected fucking human, not an alien. Never mind. The point is it pissed me off. I was like, "Are you fucking serious? You just changed everybody's personality in the comics to fit." Because everybody loves the Guardians movie, like, go fuck yourself. Yeah. Anyway, by the way, there's a new Punisher book coming out. Yeah.
So essentially, what happens is issue number 2, the Howling Commandos and the new Cap and Steve go on this mission to help out the give supplies and help out the freedom fighters. Stand up against Doom.
Yeah.
But they meet a freedom fighter who says, "I can offer you guys a chance to I have intel that we know where Doom is going to be." Because he finds him in the woods with a altered Doom bot. So he's like, "Hey, I know how to get to Doom. I have insider intel." So, who is this dude's name?
David something.
Colton.
The red hair.
Colton. It's Colton.
Dave
Colton.
Yeah.
Colton is like, no, fuck that. That's not the mission. He's very deliberate, like, do the mission. And he's like, that's not the mission. And Steve's like, just trust me. Let me at least try this method. If we can stop Doom now, let's go for it. And he says, okay, we can do that.
I like his uniform. It's like a short sleeve version of the uniform with more of a helmety.
Yeah, like a
cowl.
I like it. I think it's an interesting choice.
Also, he looks like me if I had ate my vitamins growing up.
But he just pretty much says to Steve, all right, well, we're leaving at the LZs at this time. So if you're going to go do that thing, we're leaving and we're leaving you.
That's the landing zone.
Yeah. So anyway, they go in, they think like, oh, we're going to see Doom. And the freedom fighter guy has the shot. But Cap says, because I do think there's some cool things of like him. Cap being like, why am I potentially ruining this mission and doing all these foolish things?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because I never fulfilled the moment of killing Hitler because he got away? Like, he didn't meet justice, and I'm just trying to chase justice. So then he, in that moment, stops the freedom fighter from killing Doom, and they're like, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And then
excuse me. And
Doom
it ends with
catches him.
Doom being like, you're welcome as a hero, Captain America. And that's the end of the issue. So, I'll
probably keep getting
it's an
it.
interesting book. It's not like Chip Zdarsky's a good writer.
Yeah.
And that's that's the frustrating thing. It's like you can't help but not think of the synergy. And
the frustration is from me at this point in the continuity, for fuck's sake.
Ugh.
Right? At this point in it, it's hard to understand, like, when I buy this book, where are we? And when it starts off and it's, like, clearly, like, a long time ago, it's like, okay, what's going on? But then the guy, when he's sitting with Reed Richards, is saying, let me get a pick. So what are we saying? You know what I mean? Like, are we just convoluting the timeline now to the point where he's been around for the last 20 years, whenever that is?
Yeah.
And fuck World War II. You know what I mean? Like, what are we really doing here? And then he's in this weird fucking, like, black and dark blue suit, which I don't mind it. But if you were around when he gave up the shield the first time and the captain came around, I don't need to see a fucking alternate Captain America uniform. That reminds me of that bullshit, and I don't need it. That's why it's confusing. And of course I was like, oh, Captain America #1. And it doesn't help that you basically told me I was today years old that I bought 2 #1s. Fucking fuckers.
Well, and it's always what we talk about, where it's like, yeah, because he hasn't met Stark yet. Stark's starting up the Avengers. They're not really a thing yet. But it's like, but there's already 2, like, they never stopped making super soldiers. Every country kept making super soldiers.
Right.
The thing
while he was while he was frozen. But that's so that's why there's a couple reasons why I'm frustrated with this book. I'm not saying it's bad. In fact, it's pretty good. The writing is pretty tough. It's just, again, it's the one thing I like about comics these days, Marvel more than DC, is that there's usually a title page where it gives you like above the title of the book, it's like, hey, here's a quick synopsis of what this character's about. And then Captain America, and then after being, and then where he's at now, where we're opening the book at. You know what I mean? What's happened like recently, and what is he? Where are we starting this book?
Yeah.
And then every book after that, and I'm talking about because they have so many. They had Immortal Thor, which is over now. It's Mortal Thor, right? You want it. So you have to have that, and it doesn't really explain what's going on in either one of the first two title pages.
And they're in all.
That's why I
get
confused.
Yeah, and all these companies are obsessed with putting number ones on things because of the fucking collector's market.
Which is dumb because there's no collector's market. It's not a thing. But the thing is...
But you know that people will fucking pay so much because of that giant number one on it.
I don't...
You know what I mean?
Right. I don't buy number ones because of that. I buy number ones because it's the start of a book.
It's literally the start,
and we really, besides the absolute books, we really don't have any ongoing books. So when I'm at the comic shop, I get, my absolute books, and then I'll usually get a number one, or if I will usually pick a limited series or two that I'm following, or if I pick up a number one that's worth it, I'll pick up number two, maybe three, whatever. But before we continue with the books, I gotta say that I was in Jay's today, and we absolutely had a conversation about Return of the Jedi, and how Obi-Wan was a good show, and how
a good show, but unnecessary,
and how the prequels were better than the sequel trilogy, even though the original trilogy still slaps. Like, you ever seen Clerks? You ever seen these movies? Clerks did this thing, and it's awesome. Clerks did this thing where you had these conversations, and Seinfeld a little bit too, where you have these conversations that take place all the time about these banal minutia that people really give a shit about, but it really matters nothing about nothing, right? It's just boring shit. It's what ifs. It's water cooler, whatever you want to call it, right? It's for people who are nerds, right? Like me. And you see these movies where you see it happen in movies all the time now, but back then it was funny to see that, and like, oh my god, because when people like Jake and I saw those movies, we're like, oh my god, I've actually had a conversation like that. And I loved, and in the middle of this conversation, I looked at the three people that I was having the conversation with, and we're just shouting over the tops of the comic books. It was great. You know what I mean? We're having one of those.
Yeah, very passionate.
It was close to the let's stand up during the fucking cereal debate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was close, but it wasn't
passion.
as right.
All
We were all basically agreeing with each other, but we were
amped up.
Yeah, we were very animated, yes. And I just sat there, and while we were doing it, I was just looking around, and I'm like, I fucking love my life. Like, I have time during the day to stop into the comic shop and shoot the shit with the guys behind the counter. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I love that shit.
You know,
it's called dead air. It's not good.
What, we gonna get an alarm?
Ding, 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 ding. Hey, you better get on the air.
Yeah. So, one final book to talk about today. It's gonna be a book that's interesting. So, I think I've kind of touched on it. I have the action figure up there that Luke made.
So, Space Ghost.
Yeah. Did you ever see? I've never seen the card. Like,
yes, I did. When I was growing up,
so
Herculoids.
I know it came out in the 60s, but
Herculoids, Space Ghost. What was the other one? There was another one. Thundar the Barbarian, which was Hanna-Barbera, and that was not quite the same era, but it was kind of the same. One thing I liked about this is Space Ghost has his two wards, and they have a monkey named Blip.
Yes.
And like first page, and all that was needed to modulate our signal was you, little one, the binary language integrated prototype, which is an anagram for Blip. So right away, I'm fucking hooked.
So
then fucking Space Ghost is just an Alex Toth looking motherfucker, dude. Just
ripped.
And then the interesting thing is that the two wards are like really like they're like 12.
Yeah.
They're not that old.
So can I interject here? So yeah, I never saw the like original.
They were usually, I think, like in the original cartoon, they seemed to be closer to like 16, 17, I guess.
Yeah.
At least the way they were drawn and the way their characters were written.
I never saw the original cartoon. I never saw
like the kid,
but like
the dude was like, "Hey Jan" in the comic
Yeah.
in the cartoon. In the comics, it sounds like it would be more like, "Hey Jan," like that's younger.
But it's not the same as Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
No,
No,
it's
it's
very
funny
different.
reading,
And we talked about
and I know that this series in particular with Dynamite was like a very straight, like playing it straight. Not
if you
leaning
open the
into that,
page, yes,
obviously.
if you open the page where your finger is,
Yeah.
you'll see that they have the thing where all the characters, all the villains are. Did you flip a page? Go back one.
I didn't do anything. Can I just talk for a sec, dude?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
No, you're going
It's the next
forward.
page. What?
No.
That's not the point. I don't care. The point is, I enjoyed this book. I haven't really seen anything with him playing it straight. I've only seen it in the humor
Where they have all
of
the
the
villains.
show. So, it was interesting to see those characters from Space Ghost to Coast.
Yeah.
Actually be what they're originally intended to be, which is playing the characters straight. But I like it because it does feel like, I don't think it's like too overly cheesy, but there's definitely lines that it's definitely kind of like leaning into that futurism, like Buck Rogers, what Space Ghost was kind of like, that like space sci-fi futuristic world.
Yeah.
And like the whole story is about this AI that's trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
And like, be subservient to me and I'll protect the whole world if you just submit to this AI. And honestly, interesting story of our time with Space Ghost.
Yeah.
But this is what I think is interesting about an annual. So this book is kind of approached like a TV show because so this annual is a good jumping off point for people like you and me who didn't really read the series, but like, okay, so it's an annual. These are usually self-contained stories. They're a little bit longer issues. And you can kind of jump in and be like, oh, maybe I will pick up the next couple issues or read the first trade or whatever. And I think that story does a really good job of that because it is very, very much something that's easy to follow, and it's pulp. It's just like pure pulp.
It is.
I love that.
It's straight up like the art is. Alex Toth, for those of you who don't know, is a very famous fantasy and comic book artist. Who a lot of the original Hanna-Barbera like adventure cartoons, we're not talking about like the funny cartoons, but the adventure ones, like Space Ghost, like those types of shows, were the character designs were made by Alex Toth. So all you got to do is just look up Alex Toth Space Ghost, and you will see like the. Do you remember the meme or the GIF that you sent me? Of Space Ghost?
Yeah.
That's Alex Toth. That's the Alex
yeah.
Toth. Like, that's him. That's his drawing.
Well, I just, there's something about, like, it.
Dude, and the Alex Ross, that was cool. That's cool as
The Alex
fuck.
Ross one's iconic. I love that one. Because I've seen that a few times. But that's the thing. I love Space Ghost design. It's so simple. It's
Right.
It's a
Oh,
black
yeah,
hood and a white, like one suit with like a red, yellow cape, red pants.
He's
red belt.
almost like, take away the ears. He's almost
not
Batman
yeah.
and Superman combined.
Kinda, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing I've always liked about him is that they found a way to take two of the most iconic superheroes ever and combine them into one character. And he's got like the sullenness of Batman, but the powers of Superman.
Outside of,
you know what I mean?
Suit, he looks like Steve Rogers too, which is
right.
But
well, according to the comic book,
according to this book, yeah.
But
and this is a costume that, no surprise, like it's a striking costume. Like it pops on the page.
Oh yeah, it pops like a motherfucker.
And it always looked good on the cartoons and stuff.
And
so
for all we know, they made it those colors
bookshelf.
because it was cheaper to do in a cartoon at the time. I mean, those things, those
happy accidents
factors.
That's what we started this.
One of the conversations we had today is
Before
about how Jaws and I both turned 50 this year. And how Jaws might have been a very different, maybe not even as good of a movie if the mechanical shark that they bought had actually fucking worked. It could be, you know what I mean? It could have been a real shitty movie.
Right. No, yeah, it's that's what I always love about art, where necessity makes like some like changes and makes it even better. One of the shots where like he's glowing white with like lightning coming off him, like that was so fucking cool. Like again,
the art is really good.
The art is great. I really again the story is fun, easy to follow, and
it's not. I wouldn't say that it's like, consistently great throughout, but there are so many. The few times where I'm like, I feel like you rushed that panel. The few times that happens to me, don't overcome the fact that there are some seriously really good. There's some really good art, some really good panels, some really good action sequences in this book. But again, you've seen those books before where you're like, I feel like you rushed that panel just a little bit. But overall, it's top notch, so pretty good, pulpy, very 70s, very Neil Adams.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I love that it kind of leans into that early Space Ghost kind of style. Sometimes they talk like that, and I kind of love it.
Yes, the writing is great too, because it's very
fun book.
It's very like you're reading a comic book version of the original cartoon.
So this is what I want to talk about, because you get to the end of it, and then it's just like, okay, well, so Space Ghost rockets into his second year with an all new series.
They call it season 2.
So it's season 2, issue 1. The Green Lantern series, Grant Morrison did something kind of like that.
Yeah, he did that.
But yeah, so this is again a smart move by Dynamite to have this annual, and it good, you know.
Well, it's already number 2 or 3.
Well, so I'm just trying to figure out how long season 1 is, how many issues of that, because I would love to get a trade of that or read it.
It's 12.
Because it's the same
10.
team, right? I mean, at least the same writer.
I think so.
David Pepos and Jonathan Lau. Those are, I don't know if we mentioned them earlier, but they were the team on this. No, really enjoyed the art, really enjoyed the story. It's fun. I would honestly not mind checking out season 1, and then if I enjoy that, maybe even checking out season 2.
Maybe there's a trade.
No, I've always had, you know, again, because of the Adult Swim show, but I've always had some sort of weird connection to Space Ghost. And I've always just found that, like I said, I really, dude, truthfully, I think it's because of how good that costume is that I've always just been interested in that character.
So
you know what I mean?
I never cared for Space Ghost Coast to Coast that much. It was funny.
Yeah, I didn't watch it like every night.
But what really tripped my trigger was Ghost Planet. And that's a show that a lot of people forget about. But Ghost Planet had no interviews whatsoever. It was Brack and Zoltar and Space Ghost and Moltar just all fucking with each other. And it was hilarious. And it was a half an hour. I don't know how far it ran. But the problem is every time you look it up, you try to find it, it always takes you to old episodes of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which is not the same thing. The Brack Show, not the same thing.
Yeah, I love the Brack Show.
The Brack Show has its moments.
Yeah.
I prefer Harvey Birdman if we're going like drama type, you know, out of cartoons, because Gary Cole is underrated, dude. Harvey Birdman.
Oh, so good.
Right?
Gary Cole's a really good voice actor.
Gary Cole's great.
Well, all around he's great, but he's underrated.
Reese Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he's great on V.
I'm going to need you to come in
if you ever watch V.
Saturday. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's underrated,
he's a
right?
Solid comedy character.
I can forgive him for working on NCIS for the last 17 years.
Hey, man, gotta get a paycheck.
Yeah, right. But yeah, if you get a chance, if you ever get a chance to see Ghost Planet, again, good luck finding it. But if you can find it, to be really honest, out of all the shows that I used to watch that I've been able to find, that's the one I can't find that I really wish I could find. Because I don't think they made many of them.
I think, for me, to kind of wrap up the discussion on Space Ghost,
thank God.
For me, that show is just something that will always stick with me because it was so much a piece of its own time. Like,
guess he woke up.
Yeah, very specific. It's like he knows when we're wrapping up the show. I heard wrap up. Everybody get out of here. My dog's taking over.
Maybe we smell different when
we give
off a pheromone.
It's that certain level of absurdist humor that the fact that they just kept reusing these animations from that show, and it's just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
very
yeah.
crudely animated
Right,
show.
where he looks like he's trying
He's
to make
always
a
gonna
point.
be like, "I'm gonna blast you
Yeah,
with my blaster.
yeah.
You shut up." Like, and they just kept reusing that.
And it was so many really interesting interview
And they had
subjects
Macho Man
too.
voice his grandpa, but all they did was just put animated a beard over top of it. It was good shit. It was good shit.
It was good shit. Yeah.
But again, I'm actually pretty interested in that book too. So maybe I'll read
Yeah,
some
we
more.
can
Space.
check it out. I mean, look, we can start reading it.
So keep in mind, next up we're gonna be doing episode 1 of Peacemaker.
yeah, and
And doing a little bit earlier earlier in the week.
I really, really, really next week want to do
We got a lot of books
Thing.
versus the Marvel Universe.
Yes. It's the issue that we talked about that is all splash pages.
All right, I got it.
It won't take you that long.
we
And
go.
by the way, one of the best comic books I've read in probably the last 10 years.
You know
No
what
shit.
We're gonna call episode 220 next week. We're gonna call it off panel, off topic.
Halfway to 420?
Not really though. It would have been 210. You silly
You
goose.
well, when you smoke weed, you don't know
Yeah,
math.
you don't know math.
Anyway.
That would have been a good way to end it. Damn it.
That
Anyway,
would
what
have been a good way.
Yeah.
We'll do it again. Hang on. You do your point, and then we'll do the thing again. Okay. So finish up what you're saying.
We should just call it off, OPOT or off panel, off topic versus the Marvel Universe, because we could do that Predator book, the Thing book, and
yes.
the Godzilla book.
You are so smart. And you know what? When you smoke weed, you're not good at math.
It's not the same.
Aw. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.